We know there are many choices in internet radio, and the staff and host of LA Talk Live would like to thank you for choosing the internet's hottest destination for the most eclectic sound and invigorating talk. This is LA Talk Live. We are more than just talk.
Woo!
Joy in my house, joy in my house, joy. I got joy.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Joy in My House, inspirational reality radio show with a touch of recovery. A reality radio show where nothing is left unsaid.
And no one is insignificant who shares. I'm keep changing this, but
I'm here with my co-host Lolita Robinson and recording artist. Welcome to another day of Joy in My House.
welcome. Well, we took a week off.
We did take a week off, so I hope you enjoyed last week's rebroadcast of our show.
Yeah.
I try not to do that because we have so many guests lined up for you listeners and audience out there, but we did take a week off. So how was your week?
It was good. You know, sometimes when we have these times off, it gives me a little time to kind of reflect. Last week I had a lot going on.
Same
so
here.
It kind of, it comes. I think you need to kind of sit back, get some more perspective, and get back out there. So how about you?
Same
You're
thing.
real busy,
the Grammys and it's award season and my kids and just life in general.
Right.
Life in general keeps me busy, and sometimes I really got to take a step back and say, this is where I'm at.
That's right.
Let me enjoy the time that I have and be in the present.
That's right. Well, I'm glad to be here. And so last time we had on was Kay, wasn't it?
We had Kay.
Yeah.
Kay is a life coach, so if you missed it, I want you to find our archive shows on the network's website here on www.latalklive.com. But Kay had a lot of great advice for our listeners and viewers.
She did. And, she had so much information, she didn't get a chance to talk about the cancer aspect of it. But anyone who has been through a lot of life, losing money and relationships, health, and yet she's lived to talk about it. Life coaching is very important because you need somebody to come alongside sometime to give you that extra push to get your perspective correctly and to just have some support in life. So she's been real good for me too.
Well, I agree because you were that for me.
Yeah, I still get on your case.
And now that I'm mentoring and sponsoring some of my sponsees, it's crucial for me to be there in their lives, but not only for them, for me, myself.
Exactly. Keep us on path. When we think we've arrived, that's true.
Because there are some people really going through struggles right now.
They are. They really are.
This emotional attack and this emotional warfare will take you out.
Well, at this time in my life, a lot of my friends are like, I'm dealing with my girlfriend whose sister, they're very close, has lung cancer. So I've been in the hospital with her. At this age, a lot of my friends are getting sick. And so, life will take you out if you don't have a support network of people around you to help you.
And that love you genuinely. So if you're out there listening and you're going through life's challenges, life struggles, know that God has a plan for you. But you also have to be open to it, I think.
Yeah, you do.
You got to stop trying to control everything as I did in my life. I wanted to manipulate and control.
Right.
And the minute I let go was the minute that God really started working in my life.
Well, I'm glad I'm still in that process.
Same here.
I release it and take it back. I release it. Van, how are you? Looking good in all your blue. What's happening with you today?
I'm doing pretty well, can't complain, back at LBCC.
Hey, I'm
shout
trying to get
out.
you to move there.
Yes, indeed. You know what I mean? It's a lot better. I'm like,
the
Norm.
campus is beautiful too.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And I'm like Norm of Cheers. As soon as I walk into any building, they like, yo,
nobody knows your name.
Hey, I'm back. I said, yes, I'm back. I'm back by popular demand. I'm back. Yeah.
Well, I want to thank all our listeners and viewers out there for all the love and support that you give Joy in My House here on www.latalklive.com. I want you to know there's about 40 different shows here on this network, so we're not the only one. So
that's right.
You're tuning in with us right now. Thank you for your loyalty. I want you to know that you can find all of our archive messages right here on the studio's website. You can also find us on twitter.com/joyinmyhouse. You can also listen to us and stream us live on any mobile device on ustream.tv, but know that if you just go on www.latalklive.com, you can stream us live on any mobile device.
Well, I'm excited about today. All these handsome young men and this beautiful lady tell me about the guest today.
Well, we have an amazing guest for you guys today by the name of Ralph Nader.
Okay.
Now his last name is so popular that I'm almost scared to
I
say
think
it.
Nader was
Ralph Nader.
wasn't he a common
Yes.
a co-host or a host of a show
He was
or
a politician.
TV? Oh, okay. He was.
Ralph Nader. Well, he's here today. He is a musical artist, and he's performing at today's Oscar 16th annual Children United Nations Oscar event.
Okay.
So he's
Very
going to come
good.
and talk a little bit about his testimony, his story. He is a strong Christian, and I'm excited to have him on the show. If you don't know, the show is not Christian. What we are here to do is to hopefully bring some inspiration and some hope to you guys out there who might be struggling or being challenged, or maybe just wanting a little bit of a pick-me-up.
Well,
Now,
it is Christian based.
That's
we're
what I was
open-
going to say.
But we're open to everybody's testimony because people have had struggles in life and how they've overcome it and how they found the joy in the midst of it. But you're right.
But for me personally, and I wanted to say this is
Right.
through Jesus Christ, I've had the peace.
Right.
And now I've had, I don't want to say success, but now I'm at this point in my life because of the work that God has done in my life by putting people like Lolita and like Paul Obel and I mean
That's
so many
right.
people,
Loved
Kathy
you,
Taylor.
Paul. Loved you, Paul. Loved you, Kathy. Well, I'm excited about it. Are they going to perform today?
They're not performing today here, but they will be performing at the event. So ladies and gentlemen,
Okay.
I want you to stay tuned. We'll be right back. This is Joy in My House.
Hello, I'm Joel Ramirez
And I'm Lolita Robinson Coppage, and welcome to Joy in My House
on LATalkLive.com. Inspirational radio,
with a touch of recovery.
a reality show where nothing is left unsaid,
And no one is insignificant who says it.
exclusively on LATalkLive.com. You can also catch us on iTunes Radio R&B or watch us on Ustream TV.
Reality radio handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we are more than just talk.
Hi, I'm Ro Williams, and I would like to invite you to join GospelRhythms.com every Sunday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our show, GospelRhythms.com Talk Live Radio. Join us as we celebrate Christians around the world in all genres of entertainment, as well as highlight interest stories on men and women who are making a difference and impacting their community. So don't forget to tune in to GospelRhythms.com Talk Live Radio, exclusively on LATalkLive.com. You can also catch us on iTunes under R&B or watch us live on Ustream TV. We are reality radio, handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is GospelRhythms.com Talk Live Radio on LATalkLive.com. We're more than just talk. We're heaven's party here on earth.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Joy in My House, inspirational reality radio show with a touch of recovery. I'm joined here by my co-host, Lolita Robinson, and author of Shaped by the Master's Hand.
That's right. I'm glad to be here, and I'm excited for the show. I say that every week, but I really am.
And our in-studio guest, Ralph Nader. Welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you for having me.
All right.
Thank you for coming on. I know that we booked you kind of last minute,
Oh, it's quite
but
all right.
I'm excited to have you on.
It's
The
a blessing.
process. How
Yes,
did
sir.
you know Ralph?
Well, we met through the producer of Children United Nations Oscar event for tonight,
Yes, sir.
Robert.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right.
And I know that putting on that production takes a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of energy. So things happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm excited to have Ralph in the studio.
Yeah, no, thank you. It's a blessing. It's an honor. Yeah, you guys called and said if I'll be interested. I'm like, yeah, I'm sure. I'm down.
do you
Now,
do
I-
a lot of do you do a lot of radio interviews or this is
No, I'm
new, or-
actually a broadcast journalist.
Oh, okay,
Uh,
okay.
wow.
Oh, but so we
So,
got to watch our P's and Q's.
Oh, it's quite all right. I'm judging you guys. Critiquing. No, I'm joking.
Okay, that's cool.
It's quite all right. Yes.
Well, we always like to let our audience and viewers know a little bit about you and your
Mhm.
background. It gives them a little bit of connection towards you.
Yes,
I
sir.
always recommend that, that you speak from your heart.
Oh,
As we are passionate about our things, I think people who listen and view us
mhm.
become passionate about things we're doing because of our passion.
Right.
And I think that's what this show's about. It's a platform, like Lolita says, to kind of spread the gospel, to spread our love.
Right.
through the media that we have.
Oh, man, yes, that's an honor.
And to encourage other people through struggles. So share, please.
Oh.
So let me ask you, where did you grow up, Ralph?
All right. I grew up in Crown Heights, Brooklyn, New York.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Born and raised there until I graduated from high school. Not the best area, but at the same time, I had a few activities that helped, keep me in good hands and, keep me out of trouble and off the streets. So
Was it always music?
always music.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am. I actually started, at first I was into baseball. I was into Little League Baseball. I was a back catcher and right fielder. But once I had a little accident and injured myself, so I had to focus on a new activity. And
So that's where you wanted to go? Did you want to be a professional ball player?
No, I think at the moment it was just like,
Something you were
my
doing.
parents was like, hey, I just don't want you to be on the streets. I want you to be involved with the community, but in a good way. So my mother just put me into the baseball team, and I actually ended up loving it. Had a great time, great experience, and made some great friends there. So that was the big thing. But once I got injured, I had a family, like an extended family member. He was a part of an after-school marching band called the Jackie Robinson Center Steppers Marching Band. And we were based in...
How old were you at this point?
I was 7.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Ah,
So you
very
really,
young.
really
Yeah, I was really young. I was
Okay.
7, and the program actually ranged from 7 to 18. So basically...
You were the youngest.
Elementary school. I was the youngest, yeah.
Wow.
And it was very intimidating because I just walked into one of the practices, and I see grown, teenagers, grown men. They have facial hair, and I'm like, oh my God, what's going on?
Well, what were you going to be doing? Just interning or as a young guy or what?
Just drums, like
Oh,
learning how to
wow.
play drums. Because I always been in the house, banging on pots and pans
Okay.
and having the police called on me.
I'm
Oh,
pretty sure
yeah.
your mother loved that.
She had a great time listening to that. But I actually had a drum set. But after a few incidents when the police were called on me for noise complaints,
Okay.
even though it was in the middle of the day, my mother was like, well, there's an after-school program that allow you to, do that.
I like your mother.
Yeah.
I
love
like
my
your
mom.
mama. I like your mother. And just to have the sense that no matter where you are in an environment, that she looked to get you involved early,
Yes, ma'am.
and obviously looked over your talent to see what you had going on and tried to find avenues for you so not to get in trouble.
Yes, ma'am.
That's cool. I know who else going to ask you other questions.
Well, no, I wanted to also what was the influence into drums? What got you into percussions?
Well, before it came to percussion, it was mostly just the love of music.
Mm-hmm.
My father, he was a DJ.
Oh, wow.
And,
Oh, my God. We're really going to have to watch
There you
ourselves. I mean,
Yeah, my dad, he was a DJ, and he was just local at first,
Okay.
and he just did like his own little events.
Good
But
for
I was
him.
like, he would hold me up, and while he was mixing,
While he was
Oh,
mixing,
no,
so
he
I just
didn't.
picked up the air of the music, and then once I got the understanding of music and what
Good for
blended and
Dad.
mixed well, I was like, hey, Dad, I think this song would blend well with that song.
Wow, I
So
started
I was like
telling him.
5, 6, and
Okay.
he was like, all right, let me try
Younger
it. And then
ears,
it'll just
too.
go right in. Yeah, so I just picked up that air from music, and then from there, I just love rhythms. So I'll be banging on pots and pans, and then my parents had got me a little kiddie drum set, and I think I was probably like, 4? I was 2.
2. Oh,
See,
wow.
before I
that
can
is
even
so
remember.
cool.
Yeah.
So both of your parents were involved.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
know what? Awesome, because I think a lot of people don't think that, well, and sometimes in black families, the fathers are not there. That's not always the case. Your dad was there, very much a part of what was going on in your life.
Yes, ma'am. And he's still a great supporter.
That
and
is so cool.
Yes, ma'am.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
So I can't
Well,
wait for
let's
you to
talk
ask. Yeah.
after baseball. You get into percussions.
Yes, sir.
You start in this marching. Tell us what that experience was like being part of this.
Oh man,
this marching band.
it wasn't just your traditional marching band.
Okay.
Our sponsor was actually Russell Simmons.
Wow.
So he had a lot of gigs and
Gosh,
events
he's
for
been
us.
really inspirational in
Mhm.
so many aspects of the community.
Yes, ma'am.
That
And,
is so cool.
Yeah, it was crazy because at the age of 7, I'm traveling on the road, to down south like DC for band competitions. We're performing in the Hamptons at Russell Simmons' house, for all the
Wow.
celebrities. So it was a really, really great experience and an eye opener. Like, oh, this is cool. Like, just to be a performer. Like, I'm not just in a marching band. I'm also a performer.
Right.
You tend to the crowd. You get the understanding how to read the crowd, the audience, and just have that connection with them. So I just took that age of 7, and it was a show style marching band. So I'm dancing with the drums. I'm doing the stick
What?
visuals, everything. And, honed in.
You had to be the star. I'm here, this little fella. You were the youngest little guy out
I
there
was the
doing your
youngest one.
thing.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my gosh! Does your family have footage of it or video?
Oh yeah, there's footage of it.
Oh
I mean,
my god!
I'm not too sure about the videos. Like, I'm not sure if you know of an independent film called Our Song.
Yes.
It was Kerry Washington's first movie.
Oh my goodness!
And I was actually in that movie. That was the marching band that I grew up in.
That's too
Wow.
cool.
Yeah.
You know what? This is really exciting.
That's
and your
right.
face, he's got a face. Well, as you can see, your smile is just lights up the room.
Yeah.
Thank you
You
very
know,
much.
and you got a good spirit.
Oh.
So no matter what you've done and what you've seen and the people you've come in contact, I love the fact that you're humble. You got a sweet, sweet spirit. Don't lose that. That's important.
Thank you so much.
Well, let's talk a little bit about some of the challenges and struggles as teenagers and even just
what about
as
his
young
fa-
adults.
yeah.
You know, we all go through things.
Mhm.
Let's talk a little bit about what you went through growing up.
Yeah. All right. So
And siblings. Are there siblings?
I have an older sister. She's
Okay.
about 6 years older than me.
Okay.
But we really didn't have that strong of a connection growing up because she lived down south for
Okay.
a little bit.
All right.
And when she came back, I was like early teens.
Oh, yeah. So
it
you
was
don't want to
like-
deal with her.
Yeah. She's like, well, she's like, you're
You
too
probably
young to
love
hang
her
out
now,
with me.
but-
Yeah, I love her to death. I love
Yeah,
my
back
sister.
then, forget it. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I was like the annoying little brother that always wanted to go with my sister. And she was like, no, you're too young. Because, you know, she's 6 years older than me. So she's around 18 and I'm 12. And
Oh
it's
no, that
like,
that
yeah.
wasn't gonna fly. You
Right,
know.
you know, but I still love her to death. But you know, I grew up in the projects,
Okay.
public housing in Brooklyn. It was about 9 buildings in the community, 14 floors high, and there were schools surrounding the project. So I had an elementary school, a middle school, and a high school, all in walking distance,
Oh,
probably
geez.
like 5 minutes walking distance.
So the little kids were mixed with the middle school kids and the high school kids.
Right,
So
right. So
Wow.
it's crazy. Growing up in the projects, of course, not the best of conditions.
Right.
You
you see a
know,
lot of things.
Seen a lot of things, like when it comes to bodies in the elevators and, you know, bad stairwells, like, you know, drug dealers and
Right.
everything. It's pretty bad.
Were you
But,
scared?
Not really, because I was taught at an early age about it, so I knew how to avoid it.
There you
and,
go.
you know, keep myself in good company.
There you go.
So that was the main priority. My parents really like told me everything about my environment, my area, so I was aware of it. So I didn't let any of that like hinder me.
Well, was there
or affect
church
me.
involvement? I'm sure Joel was going to, you know,
Well, that
touch
was
on
the next
yeah.
thing is, were you a church-going family?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
At the age as growing up, I was actually extremely busy. Like the marching band had me performing. Well, we had practice from Monday through Friday.
Well,
and
by
then
the
we'll
way,
perform on the weekends.
Very smart of your parents, very proactive in your life, because that really set a foundation for
Yeah,
you.
it did.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. I thank them every day, and
Wow.
it just encouraged me to keep going. Because at first, I'm jumping off the subject,
That's
but
okay. We
like I said, I have my degree in broadcast journalism, and I wanted to pursue production, radio, television. So I know writing, I know editing, I know shooting, cameras.
Then we
everything.
should change seats.
Oh, no,
that's
no,
what I'm
no,
talking
no.
about.
This is not my cup of
No,
tea.
not at all.
Yes.
Not at all.
No, that's awesome.
No, and it was a point where I was actually working at an ABC news station, and I kind of took a step away from music, drumming, performing, and I was just focusing on production. Production
Business.
assistant, yes.
Business.
Floor
You gotta
directing,
listen, you
camera
know?
operating,
Good for you.
lighting, everything. But then I got an opportunity from Disneyland to be a
Man.
musician there. So now
Wow.
I'm a musician at Disneyland.
That is
Really?
great.
Yes,
On
ma'am.
what playing the drums? Obviously.
Yes, I play the drums, I
Okay.
dance, I interact with the crowds.
Okay,
I
so are
do-
you any of the characters?
No, I'm not a character. And if I was, I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Oh, that's all right.
That would be a secret.
Well, what about the faith of your family? Your mom and dad, were they
Well,
churchgoers or?
my father, he was Catholic, and my mother, she was Baptist,
Okay.
Christian, and so that was like their thing was they wanted me to have that faith in God, but they wanted to leave it up to me to make that decision on
That's
which
beautiful.
actual lane I wanted to go with.
Okay,
But now I am baptized and I am a Christian.
that's beautiful.
And my church home is Mount Lebanon Baptist
I've
Missionary
heard of
Baptist
Mount
Church, right on
Wow.
Weston.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And the people there are just so lovely. And
You know what? What the sense that I think we're both getting is that even in the midst of whatever you were going through in the Bronx, there, your mother and father had some kind of stability, some foundation. They were really good people. Were they young parents or?
Yeah, I'm about to say what they had me when you was 23. Like 23.
That's your mom in the corner.
That's my mom.
She's beautiful.
Thank you.
Saying, I did not know you were there, so I wasn't. No, really, that's awesome.
Yes, both of my parents aged really well. So
Okay,
that's a blessing.
No, that's beautiful though.
It's a blessing. Yes.
But they had the sense and the knowledge to know that you don't let the surrounding define you.
Mm-hmm.
You got to find where you can bloom and not get into trouble. But they directed your path well.
No, absolutely.
Good for them.
Absolutely.
We're talking about faith.
Mm-hmm.
When did you choose to follow that faith? When did you choose to say, you know what, it's time for me to make a decision? And what was that experience like? I think we all have that we remember all that when the day we said, you know what, we needed Jesus. I needed Jesus.
And what shaped it from what you saw probably in life around you? What shaped? Because you saw Hollywood. You've seen fame.
Yeah, I've been a part of a lot of organizations like, the New York Knicks drumline and New Jersey Nets drumline. I've toured the United States while I was in college with a drum and bugle corps. And then I also tour like Europe and South America with a German pop reggae band as a dancer, percussionist. So just having that exposure, it really channeled me to it opened my eyes to, the good and the bad,
right?
To everything.
Right.
And when I first moved out here, I didn't have a church home. So I was just mostly focusing on work. Like I would work and then I would tour, come back, do my thing. But it was actually my fiance.
She's so beautiful in her shoes. I was looking at her shoes. I wish I could wear them, but I can't. Patrice, right? Is that her name?
Patrice,
yes.
Soon to be Patrice Nader.
Okay,
Congratulations on that.
You know what? He jumped ahead because I love to know the romance. So how did you meet Patrice and how?
Oh. Okay.
Oh, he gets so excited.
So basically, I was working at Disneyland.
Okay.
And we had a drum show before the actual parade. I worked the Soundsational parade. So we had a drum show. And I had a really good friend who was one of the custodians.
Okay.
And he was also a percussionist. So we always used to just talk backstage.
I love that. You got to do what you got to do.
No, absolutely.
You got to sweep a floor. You do the drums. You do whatever it takes to get the business going. Yeah.
He has a great spirit, a great heart. Yeah. And we just really connected. So I've known him for about 2 years. And then it was one random day. It was a random morning. He texted me. He was like, hey, I understand, you just got out of a really bad relationship and all, but I have a friend who I've known for years because they were sister churches. And I was like, I think you guys would be perfect for each other. So I was like, okay, I'm down for that. So he was like, hey, he's on, you could take your time, everything. I was like, yeah, I'm not looking for anyone.
Right.
Because I wanted to focus on myself, make sure that I'm the best that I can.
And you had to heal when you come out of something.
Right.
Absolutely. That's very smart.
Absolutely.
Because one person cannot erase whatever you went through. You have to kind of get that healing going.
Yeah, you have to hit that reset button.
There you go. But, I love it. Yeah.
But so he sent me a picture. He told me all about her. She's actually in the Army Reserve.
Really?
So she's my little soldier. And,
wow. Is she in the Army? She's in the Army Reserve now?
Yes, ma'am.
I wish you guys could see Patrice. She looks like a little fashion model. Go ahead, girl. That's it. You take out that gun and then, you look great.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a blessing. And he sent me a picture of her and I was like, oh yeah, she's very pretty. I think I would like to, just get to know her. So
and more to that, to join the Army Reserve, that's somebody's got her foot on the ground too.
Mm-hmm.
Got her priorities straight,
Absolutely.
willing to give back. You got a lot of good support. So what happened?
So he gave me her number, and then he did the same thing for her. He sent her a picture of me and gave her a little bio of myself.
Oh.
And she was like, yeah, I'll be interested. So basically we were just texting.
Okay.
And
was she out of town or
yeah, she was in Texas at the moment.
Okay. Wow.
Actually at a funeral, I believe.
Okay.
So even though it was a sad moment, I was still able to make her laugh. So that was kind of a good thing and bring light to the situation.
Yeah.
So that was a good thing. And me and her just talked. Even when she came back to California, me and her just talked for I think like 3 weeks without seeing each other. Just to really get to know each other.
Yeah, to really have that friendship.
We've had a lot of people that have had that on the show, right? We've had a lot of couples who've come on.
And when they do, they build a stronger foundation.
Right.
The intimacy is there without the external, which I think sometimes blinds us or sometimes makes us think otherwise.
Absolutely. And then me and her, like, we just started when we actually started dating. I took her to Disneyland.
Oh, of course.
for the
Well,
first date,
shoot,
so-
you could take us off Disneyland.
Exactly.
Just let me know.
No,
Just let me know.
But was Patrice in church? Is that
Yes.
Okay.
And her home church was Mount Lebanon.
Okay,
So,
okay.
basically, after we were dating, she was like, "Hey, if you don't mind, I would like for you to, attend church for
There
one
you
service."
go.
I was like, "Okay, not a problem."
there you go?
So I went, and as soon as I walked through the doors, I felt like I was at home.
Wow.
Like, just the love from everyone, and
Yeah.
it's a very family-oriented church. Like, the deacons, the pastor, everyone's family.
Okay.
So
So you felt like you fit right along.
I fit right along in, and it's like they came welcome me with open arms. And after how many months? I think it was like 3 months of
Okay.
me going.
All right.
I actually took the stand to get baptized
Oh,
and made missionary.
amen.
Yeah,
Isn't that beautiful?
Wow.
It was
See, I
amazing.
like that. I mean, in the fact that Patrice was dating you, well, maybe you want to talk to people out there, young people who are courting, dating.
Mm.
What was the importance of having a woman who wasn't ashamed to present her
Oh,
her faith?
well, I mean, at our church we always talk about being equally yoked.
There you go.
As a couple, you have to have that established foundation. When you're in a relationship, you have to be on the same level. You have to have somewhat of the same beliefs, because in the long road, if you guys don't have the same beliefs or the same goals, you're gonna headbutt each other, and it's gonna clash, and it's gonna create a lot of issues. So if you find someone that you're equally yoked with, it makes the journey a lot more easier to walk. So it's a blessing, because her morals and her goals in life are similar to mine, and she's like number one supporter, motivator. Like, she helps me like get through the days when times are hard, especially as a musician. You
Oh,
have to
absolutely,
keep
absolutely.
going.
Yeah, your lives are bipolar. I mean, she's on the field actually,
Right.
maybe fighting for this country.
Yeah, she was actually supposed to be deployed
Wow.
like earlier this month, but it got canceled.
Is there
So I
still
was
a
like, thank God.
possibility of that, huh?
Strong possibility, but hopefully not.
Wow,
Hopefully
you've said a
not.
lot, man. This is awesome.
Well, I did want to touch on, because even during this relationship, you're traveling, because you did some things in Taiwan and Australia, and I wanted to touch on that. I had an opportunity to meet some people from the Budapest Hotel, which are nominated for an Oscar this weekend,
Nice.
with my publicist,
Mhm.
and they were talking a lot about Berlin and the merger between Berlin and Los Angeles, because 90% of the film was filmed in Berlin, and it's nominated for, I think, 7 or 9 Oscars.
Amazing.
now,
so
what
let's-
film is this we're talking about?
The
Is it-
Budapest Hotel
Budapest
in
Hotel.
Germany.
Oh, that movie.
So so I had an
That's
opportunity
right.
to meet some
Okay.
people
Okay.
regarding that event. So
Okay.
let's talk about
Yeah.
it, because you just
Oh, yeah.
you toured in Germany.
Yes,
Hey, look
sir.
at his face,
I
it's just
actually, it's crazy. I wouldn't believe that I'd done it, but I lived in Berlin for about 5 months.
That's amazing.
What was that
Um,
like?
It was great. It was really like multicultural.
Okay.
A lot of people there speak English.
Okay.
Because a lot of people visit Berlin. It's like a mini New York, but with kind of like a suburban feel to it. But everyone speaks German at first, but then once they hear that you're from America, they're like, "Oh, you're from America," and then you say
They can practice their English.
Yeah,
huh?
they can practice their English, so they forget talking German to you, and it's like everyone just talk English. But I loved it there. It was really nice, really laid back. Actually, when I was living there were a lot of protests and riots going on
Okay,
too.
Really?
yeah.
Yeah, I lived about 15 minutes, like a 15-minute walk away from the Berlin Wall. So that was
Wow.
interesting. I
Wow.
lived in Kreuzberg, Berlin.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, were you performing there? What
Yeah, what
what
were
exactly
you
were you doing there? How was
Um,
work there for you?
Yeah, the work there for me, it was actually a Berlin-based German band called Seed, Seeed.
Now this is not marching. Now this is
No,
like
this
R&B
is
or
they do reggae
pop. Okay.
and reggae pop.
okay.
yeah, hip-
Oh,
So you
that's
must have been
R&B.
very
great.
popular, because from what I heard, especially that evening, was that it's very young oriented. It's very multicultural, but it's the youth are very expressive
Yes.
in Berlin right
Oh
now.
yeah, absolutely. And the group that I performed with, they were all mature, individuals. Like
Okay.
the guys are in their late 30s, 40s,
Oh
but
boy, thanks
their
a lot.
music.
To me, that sounds like kids.
oh no,
oh man,
oh
More
man.
mature.
I
Thank
can't
you
look
for
to your
that.
mouth for support because she's young. So hey,
Hey, it's quite all right. It's
But
quite
I
all
hear
right. You were good. Yeah.
But you also toured in Australia and Taiwan.
Yes, sir. And that was for something
Wow,
different.
this is
And
exciting.
let's talk.
You've got a
let's
lot
talk a
of
little bit about
influence.
the traveling.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, when I first moved out there, we just did a Germany tour. So we went to Mannheim,
Wow.
Berlin. I forgot a couple of places. Those few places I've been to. I forgot, but we started there and then we started branching out. So I've been to like Amsterdam, Paris, Brussels,
well,
Belgium.
you know what? With a woman in the
Wow.
military, you might end up living in some of these places abroad. You never know.
Right.
You know.
Right. But I mean, I wouldn't mind living in Berlin. I think that would be cool.
Really, I would not have imagined that.
I have
That's
to brush
awesome.
up on my German though.
You have to brush
Schrecklich
up.
Deutsch.
Well, you've seen so many. It seems like your life has been so. On one hand, there's entertainment,
Mhm.
but then, like you said, you've seen a lot of protests. You
Mhm.
know, you see that there's so many aspects of life going on.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So how's that shaping your view and even
Oh, man.
your faith and
Yeah, everywhere I go to, every country that I visit, I always, I'm always observative,
Yeah.
to my environment, how the
Right.
people act, how the people are, their religion, like how everything goes. When I was in Brazil, I was in Sao Paulo, and everyone's pretty strong because they have the huge monument of Jesus. in
right?
Rio.
Oh wow!
Yeah, they're very
Um,
strong
yeah.
Catholicism out there.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. And, it's nothing against it, of course, but it's just like they're really strong in their religion. So I was like,
Right.
okay, I can appreciate that.
Right.
Out there in Germany, you have you have more like Turkish. You have like a mix between like Turkish and
That's what I heard.
Germans.
Mhm.
So the religion is a little bit more diverse, and then you have people from Africa out there as well. So it's populated. It's like a really big mix of people. So I mean, I don't know. It's a lot more expression with people, like
Right.
tattoos and graffiti art. So it has like a little dark side, but at the same time, you can still find the light and the beauty within everything.
Well, it
So-
kind of gets you grounded. How do they live? Do you get there's a sense of unrest, a lot of despair? Do you get people that even in the midst of trouble that they're, some people in other countries in America that may not have as much as we do. I'm not saying they don't, but
I think-
sometimes they have a little bit more. Yeah, what would you say?
I think they actually enjoy their lives a lot more than we do.
That's what I was going to ask.
Well, we're very fast paced here. We don't
Yeah.
enjoy anything.
Right.
We think
No.
we're enjoying it, but we enjoy very little.
No, they definitely take it slow. A lot of people, they either walk or they ride their bikes.
Wow.
And then, you'll see people just chilling out. There's a bunch of coffee shops like on the street, so people just sit outside. and
Are
just
you
relax,
kidding me?
Sit on the grass, like without even thinking about getting dirty or anything like that. They'll just, lounge.
So they're chill. They're
Yeah,
more
very,
relaxed.
very relaxed.
They take life at
Yeah.
they're not trying to maybe climb the corporate ladder like we're doing or
No,
success.
not at
How
all.
do they
They
view
just-
success there?
Yeah, well, I think after their war between West and East Germany, like
Right.
they was like, you know what, we're just gonna stay out of trouble and just take it easy.
Wow.
But like I said, there were protests going on.
Right.
So I guess
Life.
they didn't want one person to be in power because he probably had the wrong views for the
Right.
for the probably city or country.
Mhm.
So I mean, like I said, it's good and bad, but I definitely think they enjoy life a lot more.
Well, like I said, what a
That's
great
the important
opportunity.
thing.
But I got to ask now, then what brought you down to Los Angeles, California?
Disneyland.
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 Yeah, I know it sounds
I
funny.
love
but,
Disneyland.
I do a lot of YouTube videos.
Okay.
And what I do is kind of like I'm bringing the marching percussion side of my childhood
Right.
into an entertainment platform. So I'm dancing. I do a lot of collaborations with spoken word artists, rappers, dancers, other percussionists, guitarists, full on bands. So it just brings all the arts into one because growing up I had a youth program to keep me out of trouble, but
Right.
a lot of youth programs are not funded anymore.
Right.
So no one really has a music program to be a part of or something to kind of encourage them and influence them positively. So what I'm doing, I just created my own movement, which is BYOS, and that
Yeah.
is bring your own style. And
Well, we're going to get to that. What we're going to do is going
Wow.
to take a quick commercial break.
Not a
Man,
problem.
I'm
And then we
excited.
come back, I
Yeah.
want to hear more about your foundation
Yes, sir.
and, your calling and how you felt God
Mhm.
pulled on your heart to actually start giving back.
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joy in My House. I want you to stay tuned. We'll be back with Ralph Nader and his ministry. Stay tuned.
Thank you.
I'm Joel Ramirez.
And I'm Lolita Robinson Coppage, and welcome to Joy in My House
On LATalkLive.com. Inspirational radio
with a touch of recovery.
A reality show where nothing is left unsaid.
And no one is insignificant who says it.
Exclusively on LATalkLive.com. You can also catch us on iTunes Radio R&B or watch us on Ustream TV.
Reality radio handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we are more than just talk.
Hi, I'm Ro Williams, and I would like to invite you to join GospelRhythms.com every Sunday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our show, GospelRhythms.com Talk Live Radio. Join us as we celebrate Christians around the world in all genres of entertainment, as well as highlight interest stories on men and women who are making a difference and impacting their community. So don't forget to tune in to GospelRhythms.com Talk Live Radio exclusively on LATalkLive.com. You can also catch us on iTunes under R&B or watch us live on Ustream TV. We are reality radio handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is GospelRhythms.com Talk Live Radio on LATalkLive.com. We're more than just talk. We're heaven's party here on earth.
Wow, this is fun.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Joy in My House, inspirational reality radio show with a touch of recovery. A reality radio show where nothing is left unsaid.
And no one is insignificant who shares.
I'm here by author of Shaped by the Master's Hands and my co-host, Lolita Robinson.
Glad to be here.
And our in-studio guest, Ralph Nader. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you very much.
That is, Ralph Nader was a politician. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay.
So
There you
that
go.
name, I'm even nervous saying it because it holds so much weight.
I know.
But I do want to thank you for taking time out of your schedule. I know that you're doing a sound check soon for the event for tonight. But I wanted to talk about you right now. The show right now is about you. We're going to touch on the organization Children United Nations and tonight's event. But I really want to talk about your foundation. Tell us a little bit about your foundation.
Okay, my foundation is BYOS.
Say
you
that
could
again.
say BYOS, BIOS, or is Bring Your Own Style.
Okay.
Basically, it's just for a community to show their appreciation for the arts. Whether you're a drummer, dancer, singer, pianist, something that you love, like it's a craft that you focused and invested so much time into, but it's really not brought into the light, the way it's mainstream or so.
Right.
So basically,
Is it a building where you go, or a place, or just a concept?
It's a concept. It's it's more like a movement.
Okay.
But I have a partner. His name is Harvey. He lives in North Carolina.
Okay.
And he's a drum instructor at a university. But I tour with him. We actually did a show in Dubai together for Toyota.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Because
So
you also do clinics as well.
yes, sir.
Wow.
I do clinics. So that's when it comes to the educational aspect of what I do.
Where do you do the clinics? At school?
Well, no. So
auditoriums,
far,
or-
it's been abroad. I've done a clinic in Taiwan.
Okay.
I've done it with the organization called the Conquer Blue Devils, and then I've done a clinic. I've done clinic and workshops in Australia. I've been in Melbourne, Brisbane, and Sydney, and it was just me by myself, and it was like just crazy because I never thought I'd be in Australia, but it was a great opportunity.
Well, what is a clinic? When you tell somebody, what is that like? What people do? They come in, like a workshop?
Yeah, it's a class. Like a clinic would be me doing what I do, but then breaking down everything
Step
to the
by
T,
step,
step
to
by
teach
step,
them.
explaining it.
Will you
so
put out
that-
flyers in the community to tell people you're doing this event, or?
Well, actually, they reached out to me because
Oh.
I do a lot of YouTube videos. My
Okay.
channel has like 2.3 million
Wow.
views. So abroad, it's crazy, and I'm just thankful that people appreciate what I love.
Mm-hmm.
They seen what I've done, and I've gotten an email like, "Hey, we're interested in having you out in Australia to teach and do a clinic." And first, I think it started off as a drum camp.
Okay.
Just one event, a drum camp for a weekend, and I was just supposed to teach a mass drum line.
And people bring their own
Warm-ups.
drums?
Yeah,
and-
everyone brings their own drums, and
Okay.
so But then once they heard that I was going out to Australia, I started getting booked for more gigs out there. So
look at this.
Yeah,
look
it was
at
a
this. So
big blessing.
you were still in New York?
I was in California.
Oh, you were in California.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think Joel was asking you, when did you come to California?
Oh, I came to California in April. I left April 1st of 2011.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah, I've been
all
out
right.
here for about.
But then you came to Disney.
Well, when I left in 2011, I went to work at Disney.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to tie it all in here.
Yeah, I've done
Yeah.
a lot. I've been a part of a lot of organizations.
That is so
and
cool. You've got
groups.
so many different hats that you can wear. So, I mean, it's kind of like Joel. I'm not just saying that. He is multitask. He knows about promotion. He knows about the business aspect. He knows about working with the athletes and coaching them. But you have to have it all, don't you?
You
If
really
you
do.
want to be successful.
And that's what I was going to come to, is that
Right.
God is really preparing you in different areas of your
Right.
life to now have this ministry or this foundation that's now giving back.
Absolutely.
And I got to ask, why are you so passionate about your foundation, and why are you so passionate about giving back?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, as a kid growing up in the projects, it's like I know what it feels like to look up to people, but I also know how it feels to look up to someone and have them show an appreciation back to you.
Right.
So it's more like me giving back, inspiration. Like on my Twitter, my Instagram, I always post, influential quotes. I try to inspire them, and then I do like little clips of my videos, and I just show them that, there is something that you can do. There is a mark you can leave on this earth, so just don't quit on your dreams. Like if you have a love for something, stick with it, because it could take you so many places. So that's why I try to influence kids, because I know how hard it could be. You know? So
yeah.
So
you don't look like an old man yet with a pipe yet.
Oh,
so.
I'll be 27 this year.
What?
Yeah.
Man, you know what? That is young, but you look like you're about 19. I tell your
Thank
mom,
you.
I'm not going to say how old. Rhonda's awesome, but no, okay,
Thank
good.
you. Yeah, I'll be 27.
So if someone's bringing their own style, in other
Yes.
words, you're telling people, no matter who you are, no matter what you do,
you can still come together and put out a great product.
wow.
Yeah, amazing product.
And I want to talk about
Wow.
that BYOS 1191. Tell us what that stands for, because I think this is very interesting, because this actually influenced you and molded you.
Absolutely. 1191, the numbers, it stands for the public housing building that I grew up in
Oh, wow.
and lived in. Basically, it's where I just honed in on my craft and just practiced. My mother, she really didn't like me out too often, so she would just have my friends come over, and we'll just have like a huge drum party and just like hang and just relax. So a lot of my friends would just come over to my house, after band practice or
Right.
even before band practice, and we'll just hang and just drum. And we used to always just make up stuff, write music, and then try to compose, even though we didn't know any like real composition skills. But it was really great, and it just keeps me humbled. It reminds me where I came
Where you
from.
came from.
And it reminds me of who I'm doing it for.
And see, you have a real platform, because you can go out there with people who you didn't come from a family of privilege, a lot of opportunities.
Absolutely.
You were in a really diverse, maybe complicated situation, but in the midst of that, you can still dream. So what would you say to someone out there who comes in from maybe from the projects or from maybe a lower income background? What do you have to say? Because
I mean, through any like adversity that you go through, there's always something good that you could pick out of it.
There you go.
You could channel it into motivation or, inspiration to get out of it. Not necessarily like get out and never come back, but, you can do something good for yourself out of that. There's always good no matter where you go. And that's one thing that I do know. Like, you could be in a worse situation, but there is something still good for you. And the Bible, it teaches you to count your blessings, Whether it's big or small, there's still something to be appreciative and grateful for.
well, you've taken your 2 fish and your loaf as the little boy who Jesus fed the 5,000, and you took what you had and you gave it to the Lord, and look how He's multiplying it.
That's right.
So some people can look, well, I don't have the background, I don't have the money behind me, I don't have the support behind me. What do you
believe
tell
me.
somebody who? Because I'm listening to you.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey.
Well, believe me, it's not easy. Like,
Right.
The journey is never easy, especially if you want to really have something that's going to have a long-lasting life, And if you're looking for something for the long run, it's going to take a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, a lot of stress, and like sleepless nights, everything, debt, all that. Because, I graduated from college, and
Where did you go?
I went to Hampton University in
Very
Hampton,
good.
Virginia.
All right.
And that was like a change of pace, because I'm from New York, I'm a city
Okay.
boy. And then it's
okay.
like,
Are you still a diehard New Yorker?
Yeah, I'm a diehard New Yorker.
That's it. Okay.
I mean, but a lot of people say I don't sound like
different
it.
city, right?
Yeah.
No,
I
you
mean,
don't. You sound like you're from here. Hey.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I had to take voice and diction classes in college.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they had to knock out that New York accent.
Oh man. So you had that kind of like a I don't know.
It was strong.
Was it really?
It was strong. Yeah.
Like the Jersey accent? I don't know.
Well, I don't know. I don't
He's
want to
not from
compare
New
Jersey.
Jersey.
Okay.
He's Brooklyn.
Van is looking at me like, Lolita, just don't even go there.
Yeah, nah.
But before we go, I got excited. I wanted Joel to tell. Van saw you. What was it? A year ago or?
Yeah, about. It was
Van
about a
had
year
an
ago.
opportunity
Were
to
you
watch
there
you perform
too?
at the Kodak
Were
Theater.
you there
No,
too? I'm
no.
surprised because you and Van get around.
No, I was invited by a comedian who was hosting the show.
Zoe, right?
Zoe, yeah, because he was a client of ours. So I went up there and I saw them performing.
Wow.
I guess I was sitting next to your fiance at the time, and I was like, "Who is that cat? Who is that?" She didn't tell me, the affiliation as far as fiance and girlfriend and all that. And we met. And he was telling
drumming?
me, because as he was talking, he was like, "Yeah, I was going on tour." I said, "Yeah," because he told me that he was about to leave the country, but when he comes back, I'll hook you. I'll give you a
guys
holler.
connect.
He was going to come to the show.
Yeah,
right?
he's going to come on to LA Talk Live on one of the shows.
Wow.
But being we both busy as we are, that never transpired. But in God's time,
And who was singing? Because we have some handsome young men on the call. I like to acknowledge everybody who
we
comes.
can bring them out. Reggie Wright.
Reggie, hey.
Yeah, that's my boy.
Okay.
Man. I actually I met him at Disneyland at a Mad Tea Party.
Oh no!
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy because I was.
Do you
just
know
there.
Alice in Wonderland out there who plays the part of Alice? Is she a singer? She's
Yeah.
a singer.
Mhm.
I work with her. I'm a singer too.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, she had to take over for me when I fell, but I know Alice.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's
okay.
dope.
And if you don't, even if you don't, he did a really good. Oh yeah, I know. She,
Actually, I do. I know they switch out though. Depending on the days.
Okay.
But I do know you.
So he was at the Mad Hatter or what?
No, he was actually dancing. And
Wow.
it was him and my friend Mike, his friend Mike, and then I saw them, and it's like I just love art. If you're good at what you do, I'm gonna show love for
Okay.
it. So they were dancing, and I was like, oh, word, that's dope. So I started doing some moves. Too, 'cause I dance a little bit. So it was just a mutual love for each other, and then from there on.
And who's the other gentleman?
Michael.
Michael.
Yes,
How you
yes.
doing, Michael? Michael looks like the studious type. Like I'm keeping y'all on board here. Handsome though, very handsome.
Yeah, those my crew, man.
Okay.
They're really cool, and I got an opportunity because I was doing my solo performances at the
Okay.
moment, and I got an opportunity to perform for a festival. So I was like,
Jeez.
it would be cool.
When do you sleep?
I don't.
Okay. His mother's going, yeah.
I don't. My mom was like, you should
Yeah.
get some rest. I'm like, yeah, but I have so
No,
much to
take
do.
advantage of it. This is a
Yeah.
good time of life,
Absolutely.
Really good time of life.
Yeah, so I had the opportunity to perform at the festival, and I was like, whoa, I think it would be cool to have dancers incorporated. And then I had a friend, Amir, he has stepped out, but he plays set extremely well.
Okay.
Super talented. He tours with a couple of groups. He has his own band as well, Jumanji, and he tours with a group called Comic-Con.
Oh,
Yeah, you heard of Comic-Con?
I'm thinking of Comic-Con in
Oh.
San
Oh, no, it's not
I'm thinking of
Comic-Con.
that.
That's the
Yeah.
event, yeah.
Okay, that's the event. Okay.
It's quite all right.
Okay.
Well, I want to talk. How did you get linked up with this organization?
Yeah.
Daphne Zimon's the founder of Children United Nations.
That's
Now, tell me, how did you get connected? With
Actually,
Yeah.
through my performance at the Chinese Theater.
Really?
Rob,
Okay.
yeah, Rob was there in attendance, and one night, I think it was late last year, he had an event at the LA Tar Pits. It was the Day of the Child.
Oh.
Yeah. Day of
And
the
he
Child.
called me. He was like, hey, man, he's like, I love what you did. I think it would be perfect for, this event because there are a lot of kids there, a lot of youth, and it's something new. It's not just what I do is not just your traditional marching band drumming.
No, you don't.
I
That
dance.
sounds like it's.
I dance. I put on like a cool show, and then I use my father's skills on DJing to like pick
Is
the
he
songs.
Is he still DJing?
I tried. I think he has like a little turntable at his house.
I'm
and he
sure
just
you
plays
know.
it.
Hey,
Yeah.
you know what?
He
That's
just
all
does it for
right.
recreational.
Good for
purposes.
him.
Yeah. So it's really cool, and I was like, yeah, I would love to. So I went out there and did a great job. And everyone was like, yeah, man, we love what you did. Never seen anything like that. And I was like, oh, thank you. I really appreciate it. And then Rob hit me back. He was like, hey, what do you think about doing a red carpet event for the Oscars? I was like, man, that would be a blessing.
Oh.
So-
Well, before I
Are you
go
gonna
too
be there?
forward, yes, I will be there.
I know you will. I just love
I
this.
want you to give a plug to your organization to let people know, the listeners and the viewers out there,
Oh, yeah.
where they can find more information about your foundation.
Absolutely. All you have to do, if you're on YouTube, if you just type in the 4 letters BYOS, you'll see my YouTube channel right there. It'll be the top one, Ralph Nader. And then we have Instagram and Twitter, which is BYOS_LLC. Also, if we have a web page, which is www.bys1191.com.
That's beautiful.
And you can sign up for lessons. I do Skype lessons as well. Until I have a building to fund it and actually hold it there. But,
you will.
Those are some
Do you
plans.
sell hats too?
I do. We have
And
merchandise.
that's what I'm gonna say.
The
Put
web
it in
store
there.
is coming up. We took it down to add more products onto it. But
You
we have a web
guys
store.
y'all got it going on here.
Yeah, we got hooked up. We have a little sponsorship with Pepware. So basically, they help provide the materials, and we just come up with some of the designs. But I want to start building off of it, and of course, it's the beginning stages. So I just want to
Right.
continue to grow with it.
Right.
But you can find our merchandise at bys.pepware.com, and it'll be right there. So
And let's talk about tonight's event. So tonight is the
Fancy
16th
schmancy.
annual Oscar event party for Children United Nations. They do it every year. This is the 16th annual one. What can we expect for tonight's festivities? What can we expect for
man.
tonight's event?
I mean, just good times, good vibes, and just the appreciation.
And you're gonna be
love.
performing.
Oh yes.
No, in your performance.
in my
I want to know about
performance.
your
That's
performance
right.
and your crew.
That's
Whoa,
right.
man! I mean, I'm doing.
He got so happy because you know why? Because he's gonna be out there with that mic, so he wants to make sure you give a
that's
good
perfect.
interview, right?
That's right.
perfect. Like-
That's right. I will catch you guys on the red carpet
That's
and
it.
Yes,
interview
please.
your
please
whole
do.
crew. But I want you to give
Tell
give
us
us a
about the
little
show,
taste.
yeah.
Give us a little
Oh
teaser.
man! All right. Basically, it's just like a little teaser. It's a 5-minute set.
Okay.
It's nothing too much. Especially because gotta take it easy on the ears with a drum.
Oh, I
But
bet, yeah.
it's a 5-minute set. It's just high energy. Good music to listen to. Crazy drumming. Some stuff that you've never seen before.
I bet.
I would
All
say
right,
nothing
well-
like the movie Drumline. I promise.
Yeah, nothing
Oh, really?
the
Nothing
movie.
like-
nothing
Well,
like
I'm
the movie
excited.
Drumline.
I'm really excited to watch you perform. I want to give a little plug to Children United Nations. Children
Right.
United Nations was founded by Daphne Zeidman. She is the founder to a project. She founded the project for children who have no voice, whose fragile lives have been affected by abuse, and we lose them by the millions.
Yeah.
Children United Nations is dedicated to reshaping the lives of at-risk foster youth through positive mentoring and academic activity. Children United Nations is a nonprofit organization that relies on donations for individuals, corporations, foundations for their programs. So, Ralph, you are actually just your dedication to performing is a charitable thing. It's something that you're giving back to these children that really need a positive influence. I hope that you not only perform, that eventually you speak at one of these events.
Yeah.
Because I was
How
at
does
the
that
Day of the
work?
Child, and we had
Isn't that where you
Christy
met?
Mack.
Oh.
No, we met
we
through-
had Chrisity. That's right.
Yeah, we had, and her movie's just coming out right now. She'll be at the event as well.
Wow.
But you really need to get involved with this organization. I think you'd be appropriate and just
thank
great
you.
for it. So
Thank
I
you
would
so
definitely
much.
give you a plug.
All right.
It's the 16th annual Oscar viewing party to benefit Children United Nations. It is this Sunday, February 22nd, at the original Warner Brothers Estates in Beverly Hills. It starts at 4. It will end at midnight.
Ooh.
You need to actually contact the publicist, Deborah Hayter. Find her on Facebook, on social media, on her website, because you will not get in. They're very strict with these events.
That's it. That's
Ralph,
it.
I want to thank you for coming on the show.
No, it's an honor. Thank you.
I want
so
to thank
much.
you
God
for
bless you.
just your giving back.
Mhm.
The show is called Joy in My House. The joy that we have in the midst of
Thank
our
you.
challenges,
Thank you.
but also in the midst of our praise. But we always like to ask this of all of our guests. What does joy in my house mean to you in today's day and age? Especially everything that God has put you through and now giving you this calling to give back. What does joy in my house mean?
Well, when I hear that, it makes me feel like your body is your house, your temple. You want to take care of it. You want to make sure that it's peaceful. You want to have that center of peace within yourself. So joy in my house, it means like finding that sense of I would say
Peace, bliss.
yeah, like everything is just mellow, smooth, run upon,
Serene.
like especially today, everyone is so fast, hustle and bustle, but when you have that peace to just keep you driven, and it's like, all right, things are going accordingly to plan.
That's right. That's great.
Like that, it keeps you very, very stress free, mellow as much as possible. And that's what I feel.
That's what you strive for your own life.
Yes, absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Thank you. That is awesome. Absolutely.
Ralph Nader,
Congratulations tonight. Have fun.
Oh,
Thank you for
so
coming
much.
on
I'm
the show.
excited.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joy in my house. I want you to catch us live every Sunday here at noon on www.LA Talk Live with in-studio guests with life-changing stories of hope, faith, and talent that will inspire you. I hope to have you back and have you do a live performance.
Oh, yes.
That is
Yeah.
something that I'm going to have to do and follow up with you.
That's right.
Let's set that up. I think that would be cool.
But tonight's event, the Oscar viewing party at the Warner Brothers estate, you're not going to want to miss. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joy in my house. I want you guys out there to have a blessed day, have a
Love
great
you.
and fabulous Oscar Sunday, and we will catch you live next Sunday here on www.latalklive.com. You guys have a great and blessed day.
Where did the sweetness go, Lord? Have I fallen from your hand? Am I so far from you, Lord? Is my life in your plan? Where can I run when I feel all alone? Do my words truly reach you high on your throne? Where did your presence go, Lord? Have you pushed me far from your mind? Where did our last